Hello, gentle viewers. Welcome once again to a new episode of OOTP 18. This is of Indian, of course, which you've probably guessed since you're on the channel. So today we have a Carlos Santana problem to solve, and I want to try to get at least a month or two of gameplay. What I'll do is I'll be simming most of the time. I don't think I'll be playing too many of the games at this point. We're really early in the season. But before we do any gameplay, we need to have a good hard think about Carlos Santana, because the owner really wants us to sign him. And to be frank, if we take a look at his abilities, he's a good home run hitter, he draws lots of walks, and if he hits for a decent average, like he did last season for the Indians, he's definitely worth it. Not to mention the fact, he's a pretty decent first baseman. So I kind of would like to re-sign him. The problem is, as we saw last time, he wants a pretty high salary and the owner simply won't approve it. So we need to find either a way to get him to accept a shorter contract. You can see he's already kind of irritated with us, or we need to start slashing some salary. So let's take a look at our salaries page and see whose salaries we can start trying to get rid of. This is tough. This is real tough. I can maybe get rid of Boone Logan and Lonnie Chisenhall. Those would both be pretty cheap. Tomlin, I don't really want to get rid of. But even if I shed both those contracts, I'd have to almost be giving up Cody Allen too. Now the thing about Chisenhall is I've got Bradley Zimmer in the minors. And Chisenhall is about as good as Zimmer, except Zimmer's got a higher ceiling. Let's take a look at one of the trade features. Let's shop him around and see if anyone would take and make him an offer. And they really won't. Wow. I've got an offer of a pretty bad shortstop. And that's the one position I need zero help at. So Chisenhall is not a popular guy. I may not tender him in the off-season. This is a real problem. What if I offer him... There's no way he'll take this. I just want to see if this is even possible for the owner. Yeah, right here it says this would cut out most of my ability to make offers. And this is because I've got so many people coming up for arbitration. Like Cody Allen's going to want a lot of money. I've got Miller for next season. I could trade Allen. Let me see what kind of deal I can get for Boone Logan. Because pitchers like him are a dime a dozen, and I've got Kyle Crockett in the minors, who could be almost as good as Logan. That would at least free up some payroll. Well, this is better. And these are just one-for-one deals. So I could go into a lot of detail and try to grab other people. Boy, the Phillies want to get rid of Galvis. They're offering him for everything that'll sit still long enough. John Singleton. Why would anybody take that team option? $13 million. I don't think so. He's got a pretty similar profile. I'm not even sure I'd call him up this year. Singleton is something to think about, I guess. What about Sierra? Okay, Sierra's just an objectively bad pitcher. I'm not going to take on a salary like that. Trevor Rosenthal would kick up my payroll this season, but would kick it down next. No, that wouldn't solve the problem. I need to get rid of Logan's salary now. Chase Anderson? He's even a righty. No. I just don't think this is something we can clear off. I don't think it's possible. I think basically one of two things has to happen. One, Larry Dolan needs to die. Please understand I'm saying this purely in a baseball sense. I have nothing against him personally. Um, please don't say that. Um, think about the Crusader Kings. We need to plot against him, maybe. Because of this economizer fiscal personality, which means he's very strict on salaries. He's pretty happy with us. You know, let's sit on Santana for right now. Because barring some sort of miraculous payroll miracle, I'll never be able to afford to re-sign him now. I will put Santana on the trade block to see what kind of offers we get. If we get real offers, I may consider trading him. But I really don't want to lose Santana. I love Carlos Santana. He's my best friend. Not really my best friend, although that would be pretty cool if he were. I really don't want to lose him, but I will trade him if it's in a way I can afford to sign other players to better arbitration deals. Because I do want to get Danny? Is it Danny Santana? Why am I thinking his name isn't Danny? Danny Salazar. Wow, sorry about that, guys. My brain kind of froze there. I really would like to sign him to a longer deal. Because he's a real good pitcher. And pitching is what we've got for the short term. So, okay. With all that being said, we're not going to make any moves right now. We could try signing a free agent, see if we can find someone who can fill that leader role. Can I filter for that? I probably can't. Let's see. Oh, I see what role is. Oh, that's what all that means. That's if he's happy in his role or not. Okay. Personality. Oh, wow, you guys. I didn't even realize this was a thing. So we need personality leader because they wanted us to sign a team leader. That's what did he want a team leader or a team captain? He wanted a team leader. So I've got to find a player whose personality is leader. Difficult order. Let's go back to the filter now that I know I have that wrong. I'm just looking at free agents for now because I'd rather not spend... they didn't have personality in here. Do they? They do not. That's somewhat unfortunate. I don't think there are any leaders. By the way, they inadvertently uploaded an unstable build to Steam, so I can't use the Find a Player feature. So that should be corrected tomorrow. But for now, at least, it means I can't really take a chance on using it. Unmotivated, prankster, outspoken, humble. That's good. It's good to have humble players, I guess. Selfish. Disruptive, captain. Normal, normal, normal. All the normals. And then unknown. Maybe if we get a team captain, that would be almost as good. So who do we have for team captains available? Okay, we've got some here. Let's see. Now let's take a look. Let's see. He's a pretty good defensive right fielder, but has little else to recommend him. I don't really need another first baseman. I don't need another catcher, especially when he's not a very good catcher. Grady Sizemore. Oh, I'm going to sign Grady Sizemore. For those of you who don't know, Grady Sizemore used to play for the Indians a few seasons ago. I can't not sign him. Would you take a minor league deal? That's all he wants. Yes. Come back, Grady Sizemore. Okay, that's going to help a lot. That'll help us buy some time with Santana if we need to buy it. Okay. Anything else I want to do on this screen? Um, what kind of flexibility do I have with an extension? Oh, you would actually take this. You would actually let me offer this extension. Would I like to re-sign Ramirez? I like him as a third baseman. He's got good defense. He's not the greatest hitter. Let's put a pin in that one. I don't want to re-sign him just yet. Lindor's going to cost me an arm and a leg to re-sign, and I don't think he'll let me re-sign him either. Yeah, he wants like $5 million for 1 year. I can't afford that right now. Not until I shed some payroll elsewhere. Okay. Almonte I could maybe get for cheap. I'm not sure Bauer's worth that much. You know, I'm going to put Bauer on the market too. Just for fun, and we'll see how this works. Okay, so I know there was a lot of kind of preliminary nonsense, and that might have seemed a little bit boring, but it's important to think about this stuff early on in the season, rather than think about it late in the season when you can't do anything about it. So I know there was a few minutes, but hopefully we'll be starting soon here. So let's take a look at some actual games. So let's play until next week. You see you get this lovely standing screen here. For the first couple weeks, it's going to be generating predictions for the international leagues. Oh, we got Grady Sizemore. Hooray! Now let's see if that fulfills our owner agreement, or if I might actually have to promote him to the Major League roster. Right now he's in AAA. He's not the best, but I do need a team leader, so to speak. And I'll take the veteran minimum. Let's keep him in the minors for now. And then if someone gets hurt, I will promote him. So let's continue. That's not Atlanta players. That's one of the international leagues. That's the Korean International League. And again, I'm sorry we're getting so much of this, but this will only happen at the beginning of the season, and then it should sim faster. So after our first week of play, we're 5-1. Very nice. Any interesting news? Hit number 2,000 for Matt Holliday. That's fun. I love these little storyline events here. This is really cool. And some of this is just pure flavor, but I love this. R.A. Dickey opens up scholarships at his hometown college, and it even knows he was born in Nashville, Tennessee. I don't think there's actually a Tennessee college. It could be the University of Tennessee. I think that's in Nashville. Maybe it's in Memphis. I don't know. It looks like Cody Ross retired. So this is going to be his very last season. Probably not going to be a Hall of Famer, but you never know. You never know. 2,000 hits from Matt Holliday, and that's it for this week. So we look at the power rankings. We're at the very top, as we should be, with a 5-1 start. To the next week. So my plan is to make each episode 1 to 2 months. It'll depend on how fast sim speed is. Because we've got so many international leagues running, it's going to be a little bit slower. You're going to see a day takes about a second. But we'll see how long this takes. I'm trying to keep the videos down here. Starling Marte hit for the cycle. That's pretty interesting. For those of you who don't know, in order to hit a cycle, as you can see here, a player has to hit a single, double, a triple, and a home run in the same game. So excellent work. He did it in 4 hits. Very nice. Very, very nice. And he even helped his team win. 5 hits for Melky Cabrera. I thought it was Miguel Cabrera. Some injuries, fortunately not for us. Are we still number 1? We're down to number 2. I can accept that. So we're off to a really hot start. At the end of this month, we'll take a look at the team as a whole, see what we're doing well and what we're doing not so well. Here comes some more international leagues. There we go. The White Sox are now leading the division. That's not a good sign. So if anything ever specifically applies to you, it will appear in front of, it'll appear with a little red exclamation point, like we see here for Grady Sizemore. And it'll stop the sim if there's anything important for me. Another 5-for-5 game for Jacoby Ellsbury. No Ottavino for Colorado. None of these really apply to us either. Phil Hughes had a good game. And he shut us out. That's not allowed. That's not allowed at all. Ooh, Hughes is off to a good start this season. A good start indeed. Power rankings down to number 5. That's troubling. Mike Trout's hitting .400 to start the season, as is Justin Bower. I don't even know who that guy is. Okay, so this is one of the new things they added to the game. They added more day-to-day injuries and explained the injuries a little bit better. So if we look at Carlos Santana, we take a look at his injury history. He's not very happy we put him on the trade block. He's just going to have to suck that up. It's not on here yet because the injury hasn't expired yet, but if we look at status here, we can tell, oh, this is amazing. I'm sorry, guys, I haven't really looked at this too very much, but so we can see here it's a 1-week injury, strained ribcage muscle, not influence on hitting or running, and he's not an outfielder or an infielder, so it won't give us anything here. He's going to be fine. So we'll just leave him in the lineup. I don't see any reason to take him out for a minor injury like that. Those of you who didn't know the recent CBA, okay, we get another injury at 6 days for Edwin Encarnacion, and he definitely can't play. We can tell that because there's nothing there about it being day-to-day. It says health status out. If we put him on the disabled list, he's out for a full 10 days. How's he doing so far this season? Well, he's got 6 home runs already. That's pretty good. I think we're going to soak this. I think we're going to soak this injury and see how it turns out. Because I don't have a really good replacement for him in the minors. Although I did say I would call up Grady Sizemore if someone got hurt. Back of the mind, maybe. Back of the mind, maybe. Do we have anyone else that's worth calling up? I'd like Crockett to develop a little bit more before I call him up. Okay. So let's play it in next week. And this should end a month. Which reminds me. So it'll automatically stop at the end of the month. And anything interesting for us here? The #1 batter for the L is Mike Trout. He's hitting .385. Garrett Richards. Yulieski Gurriel. So none of these affect us, really. We're down to 7 in the power rankings. That's not so good. So we've got a month into the season. Now's a good time to take a look at our team. But I want to set something up in here for autosaves. Because I want it to save every month. No, it's not in this screen. Is it a manager setting? No. Game settings. That's it. And somewhere in here should be the ability to set autosaves. Here we go, autosave. Please autosave once a month. I'm going to save it right now. Certain versions of OOTP have been a little unstable and they've crashed. And the last thing I want to do is lose a month of our gameplay. So let's look at our roster under lineups. And as you can see from last time, I've created, as I said, my own particular batting views. So this gives us a quick look at a glance of who's doing well and who's not doing well. Francisco Lindor doing very well indeed. Santana's off to a good start. So WOBA is called weighted on base percentage. It should be weighted on base average. I think I said that last time. And it's a really good barometer of who's hitting well and who's not hitting so well. So we've got 4 very good hitters. And Encarnacion, Brantley, Santana, and Lindor. Chisenhall should look a little better than this. I'm willing to bet the fact he hasn't drawn very many walks, and he hasn't, and he's not a regular. Naquin, that 190 average. But look at that. He's drawing walks, and he's hitting for power. So I'm inclined to let Naquin stay where he is and just hope that his batting average catches up. If we look at is BABIP on the screen? It is. So BABIP's batting average on balls and playing typically hovers around 300, and right now we can see for Naquin it's only 250. So we should expect his average to increase as the year continues. Kipnis is a bit disappointing, but he's doing well in the outfield, it seems. And then everyone else not so well. It looks like our worst everyday hitter is Yan Gomes. Do we let Roberto Perez start? Perez isn't that much better, but at least he's taking walks. Let's give it another month before we make any changes in the offense. Let's look at the pitching staff now. Okay, no, we want pitching stats. All this stuff is wonderful, but I could care less. I would rather see pitcher stats. There we go. Let's use WAR. So Carrasco and Kluber are off to a great start. Carrasco, 182 ERA. Tomlin and Bauer pitching pretty well. They're being productive. Danny Salazar. What is your problem? Oh, pitchers are hitting you all over the place. Oh, it's the walks. These walks should not be this big a problem. I'm going to stick to Salazar. We're going to let him work this out. Salazar's better than this. Salazar's much better than this. Cody Allen. He's striking people out. He's not walking many people. Oh, he's getting clobbered in the home run department. Let's see. Yeah, he's 4 home runs already. He only had 8 all of last season. And Andrew Miller's doing so well. How many saves has he actually blown? Let's see. Cody Allen. He's only blown 1 save. I'm going to delete his secondary role. I think he's getting used in situations he shouldn't be used in. Let's take a look at his game log really quickly. Yeah, he shouldn't have been in that situation at all. That wasn't a save situation. That was, but that's his only blown save. That's a win. Yeah, looks like this is really the bad night. I wonder why he was even in that game to begin with. I think they just wanted to get him some work and he got his brains hammered. Okay, so he's actually probably fine. I'm not going to get rid of him or demote him or even change his roles. Boone Logan, you've got one bloody job, and that's just get out left-handed hitters. If you can't handle that, that's a problem. That's a real problem. If we look at just versus lefties, is he getting the job done? Okay, so it looks like they've weirdly brought him into face. Oh, he hasn't faced any lefties yet? Okay, they're taking the secondary role thing too seriously. I want that off. I don't want him pitching unless he's facing a left-handed batter. That'll help. And I'm going to do this too. I'm going to make sure they only bring him in save situations. For those of you, again, who aren't super familiar with baseball, that means it's a 3-run difference between the two teams. He'll be in there. So we'll see how that works. The rest of the bullpen's doing fine. Miller's already pitching 14 innings. How many innings is he on pace to pitch? 90 innings. Yeah. I will pitch him until his bloody arm falls off, if that's what it takes. Everyone else is doing good. Let's do a quick team chemistry check. We've got ourselves a leader in Corey Kluber, someone outspoken in Boone Logan, an unmotivated player, and it doesn't look like Trevor Bauer and Danny Salazar like my bench coach very much. Which, you know, you don't have to like him, you just have to pitch for him. And this tells you overall what the team chemistry looks like. And everyone's kind of like, it's early in the season, and we're doing pretty well. We do meet the team. We could use a better catcher. We could use a better catcher, but that'll come later. And it's a better offense, but they'll get better. They'll get better. All right, on to the next month. Oh, we got a personal message. It's something about Carlos Santana. Uh-oh. He still suffered from a rib cage muscle. It's still a minimal effect on his playing time. I see no reason not to let him play. He's having a pretty good year. Let's let him just keep playing until he either injures himself and I have to deal with it, or until I don't have to deal with it. Oh my goodness. I feel very guilty now, but Larry Dolan is dead. We get a whole bunch of new owner goals. So let's take a look at Steve Dolan as an owner. A generous fiscal personality, that's what I like to hear. His party is profit, and he's understanding with patience. He wants you to upgrade at catcher, do better at hitting for power. I've already got Edwin Encarnacion. So now let's see what we can do for offering an extension. Let's see if he's going to be a little kinder. No, he's still not letting me sign him to an extension. Oh, because he's not owed anything next year. But maybe I can use this to sign some other people to longer-term contracts. Okay, so Danny Salazar is 27. So if I can do $2 million, let's try to get him for 5 years, and we'll increase by $2 million every year. All right. I will give you, what else can I give you? If you throw for 180 innings, I'll throw you another $1 million. And that looks pretty good. I don't think he'll necessarily take this because it's actually a pay cut for next season, but we'll see if he's understanding. Okay, I see, he wants you to buy out his arbitration years individually. We can't afford to do that right now. Who else can we work with to try to re-sign him? Cody Allen, how much money do you want? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you would let me offer him this contract and offer him $8 million next season. Yeah, he doesn't want that. Players are smarter in this version of the game. When they see they're up for arbitration, they're not going to take the longer deals or a pay cut. Oh, crap. Lindor could be eligible for arbitration yeah, he's going to be a Super 2. He's going to be a Super 2. Because he's played a lot in his first season, he played a lot this season. I'm actually going to try to hit him for an extension right now. Say an 8-year deal. You'll get $3 million next year. No, you'll get $2.5. He'll never take that deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to step this up. Let's see, 2021, he will be... Oh, he's going to be real good for a real long time. And then I'm going to try to make this a team option year if I can. For a $5 million buyout. A team option means I can decide at the end of the season not to re-sign him. And every year you give me at least 500 plate appearances, we'll throw in an extra $1 million. This is a pretty big deal, and it would save us some money in the long run. So let's see how he reacts. No. Yeah, he wants a huge deal because he knows he'll get it. Oh, this is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly. And Lindor and he are the two I really want to buy out. Chisenhall, I'm probably just going to non-tender. We're in for a hurting in the years to come. I don't think we can afford to keep Santana. Because if I got to pick between Santana and Lindor, sorry, Santana. So we'll just see how this goes. Let's play another week. So what it's scouting there is it's scouting the draft class that's coming up. Any interesting news for us? Yeah, here we go. We're not going to look at this yet. The draft isn't until June, so we'll look at it then. We'll kind of leave this to the side for the moment. I don't think it's that interesting. Yeah, we're not doing so hot recently. But then again, we're off to a pretty hot start, so I'm not that upset. I think what we'll do for this episode is we'll sim up to the draft, and then we'll start with the draft next time. That's usually pretty interesting, and you can see how my thought process works for that. Alright, so we're doing okay. Michael Brantley is out for at least 5 days. What does that mean? Oh, he's out. He's not going to play. Let's go ahead and put Brantley on the DL for 10 days. I can't afford to lose him right now for a longer period. And let's call up, as I promised, Grady Sizemore. I don't think I'm going to put Sizemore in the lineup, but we'll have him play the bench right now. Almonte can play left, so Almonte will play left for the time being. How's he hitting this year? Oh. Meh. And we'll just this will be a chance for Naquin to get some at-bats against center fielders. Or against lefty fielders, rather, excuse me. Left-handers. I knew I'd get it right. Alright, he's going to stay in center, and we're going to let Almonte play in left. And this is just temporary until Brantley comes back. Now let's see what the owner thinks of Grady Sizemore. Oh, he doesn't care about that anymore. He's got completely different ideas. Okay. Alright. Oh, wow, Roberto Perez is tearing it up now. Is that right? Yeah, he is. And Gomes is still hitting like crap. I'm going to change this to every 5th game. Let's get him in the lineup a little more frequently, and we'll see if his abilities continue, we'll actually promote him to being a starter, since our owner does want us to have a better catcher. Okay. Continuing on. Another personal message. Grady Sizer wants a contract extension. Oh. I don't really have a reason to keep him, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm not going to re-sign him. I kind of feel bad now. But... Oh, that's good. I like that. Can you please sign me into a new contract? You're the only person who even signed me. 5 days, torn fingernail. Moderate. Oh, throwing here means pitching. Okay. Carrasco's having an awesome season. I don't want to mess with that. On the DL with you. And we will call up, just like the Indians probably would if someone actually got hurt. Do I want Clevenger or Merritt? The AI of this arrows mean that they think he should be called up. He's not doing so great in Columbus, but yeah, I'll give him a shot. Merritt will be a starter. He'll get a couple of starts in. We'll see how he does. Just as I predicted, by the way, check out Allen. His ERA is definitely flattened out. That was just a really bad couple of outings. I'm going to swap you to normal and use you for use more often, because you're actually having a pretty good season. And Otero's getting hit kind of hard, but then again, in real life, Otero's more of a ground ball, pitch to contact kind of guy, and he's been giving up a couple of homers this season. So he's got to get that walk rate down. We'll see how they do. Okay. I'm not going to vote for the All-Star team just yet. I do my All-Star voting team usually a few days before the season begins. Or ends, rather. Before the All-Star game begins. Here we go. People keep shutting us out. That's not good. I don't like seeing that. All-Star voting begins, and that's going to stop us there. So on we go to the next week. Brantley's eligible to come back. Well done. So back to AAA for Grady Sizemore. Does he have right to refuse? He might have right to... Yeah, he has right to refuse. We'll see how Sizemore does. He accepts it. He's a team player. He's a good guy. And then we'll just go ahead and put Brantley right back in the lineup where he was. So Brantley, Almonte. After this first season, what I might do is shift to what I prefer to do, which is I prefer to just GM. Because this is getting somewhat tiresome. And I have to do this every time someone gets injured. Yeah, and then Almonte would play center. And then we get Naquin to back him up. And then the piece de la resistance. Brantley back in left field. Almonte in center. Okay. Let's continue and see how this works. So we're a game back, still in a good position for the wild card. There are 3 wild cards in each division now, so that'll be interesting. 2 of them will fight in a play-in game at the end of the season. Okay, Kipnis is a more serious injury. Oh yeah, he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, so he'll go to the DL. Do I want to leave this spot? No. Alright, I need to find a good middle infielder. Yandy Diaz. He can kind of play second. Yeah, let's give him his major league. Plus, I don't have to add a man to the 40-man roster. Set your position as second, and we'll call you up. Now, the real problem is that Kipnis was my leadoff hitter. I can make Brantley lead off. And then who else is hitting really well? You know what? I'm going to do what the Indians did. I'm going to make Santana lead off. Because Santana always draws walks. And then I'll put Diaz in right here. There we go. Okay, so that'll get us set up for that. And this one will take a couple of moments to actually do properly because there's Diaz, Santana leading off. Diaz can hit, we'll say 6th for right now. No, because against righties I want Geyer batting as high as possible. We've got Senor Diaz, Santana leading off. Brantley should really be hitting higher. Did I fix all of them yet? No. I have to fix this one too. Diaz in second base. Carlos Santana. And there goes Naquin. Okay. So this will be a good chance to evaluate Diaz. He's not so great at playing second base, but he's a really good hitter. Well, potentially a good hitter. So we'll see how he turns out. He was having a decent year in Columbus. We'll see how he does with the big league club. So away we go. Oh, I got a player of the week. That's cool. Nah, I don't like that. Ooh, a 20-game hit streak for Francisco Lindor. That's pretty good. A shutout for Kluber. Things are looking up. Let's see. Player of the week to Gomes. A very nice week. A very nice week indeed. Let's see how he continues overall. Maybe just giving him more time off is making him a better hitter. Carrasco's back. Excellent. How did Merritt do in his couple of starts? Because this is useful information we'll want to know for later. One quality start that he lost, and one not so good start. Well, information for the future. We will send down Merritt and return Carrasco to his rightful place in the rotation. I debated doing a minor league rehab assignment for Carrasco, but I'm pretty sure he'll be just fine. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the episode. Again, as I said, I will stop at the draft, and we'll talk about the draft and how that works next time, and maybe get a couple more months in. A winning streak of 6 games. Very nice. A personal message, 25 games for Lindor. Okay, so this is one of the more important regular emails you'll get, and this tells you how your team is doing overall. Older players tend to get worse, younger players tend to get better. Otero's actually gotten a little better. Bauer's gotten better in every conceivable way, so it's been good for him. Carrasco's gotten a little better. Armstrong's gotten worse. Anderson's gotten worse. Perez has gotten worse in potential. Santana's getting better, but he's getting worse in potential. He is 31. That's not that shocking. Ramirez is getting better. Yandy Diaz, oh wow, look at that. He shot up in his second base ability. Very nice. Lindor got a little better, a little worse at defense, but that happens. Any interesting prospects? Almonte got better, potential. Okay, Chris Narvesen's velocity drops. That's a big, bright red warning flag. He's already 35. I wouldn't re-sign him. Merritt's potential improved. Percy Garner's got worse, and Carlos Rios's is about the same. What I like to do with my best prospects, I like to put a lock on them so that only I can control them. But I'm going to trust the AI to go ahead and run my minor leagues just for the moment until I see, until I get basically a season worth to see things. Where's Francisco Mejia? Here, oh, they've called him up to AAA already. Oh, wow. Mejia is killing it in AA. He's only 21. You know what? This is going to be one of those situations. So I'm going to set his transaction to disable promotion and demotion. I'm calling him up to AAA. Do I want to call him to AAA? He's at 182 at-bats, but he's crushing the ball. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, you're up, Mejia. I'm not going to call you up to the majors this season. And then the game will automatically balance out the rosters for us. Anybody else I want to mess with right now? Not really. Logan Ice is a fantastic baseball name. I'm cold as ice. Logan Ice doesn't suffer from the pressure. Bobby Bradley looks like a good prospect. He's got himself a good future with the power hitting. A real good future. So one of the things the game offers is the ability to compare what your scout thinks to what the so-called OOTP scouting agency thinks. And we can see that their opinions are quite different. Actually, OSA thinks he's going to be a much worse player. Why? What's the difference between them? Oh, OSA thinks he'll strike out too much, but that he'll hit for better contact. So this is a pretty good indication. He might end up being a pretty solid player, but we'll have to see how he does. He is 21. Why are you unhappy? Because your team stinks. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. We'll simulate up to the first-year player draft, the amateur draft. This will be where we get our players of the future from. And then we'll do a quick overview of the league before we conclude for today. All right, and the draft will be the first thing we do as we come back. So let's take a look at the American League voting. You've got Encarnacion. He's got a good amount of fan voting. Lindor is leading all shortstops, although Correa's really close behind him. It's hard to argue with that. I mean, Correa's hitting 320 and slugging 500. But Lindor's certainly not bad. Brantley, he's got a good showing. Pitching-wise, Kluber and Carrasco. How much better is Sale? Okay, Sale's got a sub-2 ERA. Fair enough. And we got Andrew Miller here. That's a pretty good showing for us so far in the All-Star voting. So we are, let's take a look at the standings. Look at the expanded standings. We are 31-26 with a run differential of plus 25, and this suggests that we should be about as good as we are, which we are. We've got a very good Pythagorean record, which means we should be 31-26, and we are. We've got a 1-game lead over Kansas City. Not bad, but not great. Let's look at team statistics. Our batting average could be better. Our pitching staff is really good. Our hitting is not as good. Power's still an issue. Power's a real big issue. But we're drawing lots of walks, and we're hardly ever striking out. So you know what? I'll take that. Being 5th in on-base percentage is pretty solid. Here's some other fun stuff here. We're winning our 1-run games. Yeah, so far so good. Anything else I want to look at before we go? No, team chemistry. Yes, let's look at the team chemistry. We're all happy. Corey Kluber's a good leader. That's excellent to hear. And we're winning, and that's the most important thing. Brad Mills still doesn't get along well with Trevor Bauer or Danny Salazar, but, you know, Bauer's kind of meh. He's the kind of pitcher I might be able to get super cheap on an extension. Bauer thinks he's worth $5 million. Sorry, my friend. I'd give you $4 million for a 1-year deal. I'd even give you a 2-year deal at $4 million each. Okay, he's coming down in price. This is worth extending. No, because they need to actually save money on the arbitration estimate, so that's not so good. One last check of Carlos Santana. How are you feeling, big guy? You're still not going to allow it. Yeah, maximum allowable contract, $576,000. We probably might have to wait till arbitration happens, and he's super angry with us. The owner won't approve that. Not even a little bit. Why are you so unhappy? Is it just because you're fierce about being on the trading block? I got to take him off the trading block or I'll never re-sign him. I'll do a quick shop player around and see if I can get any kind of really good deals, interesting deals from him. No, I don't want Frazier. I don't want another 1-year player. Parara's overrated. Gardner's overrated, and the owner wouldn't approve that anyway. I don't need a new starter. I should at least look at Gerardo Parra. Nope, Parra hits for gap power. He's a good left fielder, but I've already got a good left fielder. So, yeah, I'm going to take him off the block. You are no longer on the block, my friend. Maybe that'll make him happier going forward. I don't know. But in any event, that'll be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Beginning in the next episode, we'll talk about the first-year player draft. Probably simulate at least till August. We'll see how quickly things are moving. Maybe we'll do it faster. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure in the comments you let me know what you think of the series so far, whether you want me to look at other things I haven't been looking at, whether you want me to keep the episodes a little shorter. I don't think it's anywhere near the hour it was last time, but it's still probably pretty long, so we'll see. But until then, good luck, have fun, and we'll see you next time.